Hi guys, so week 2, we have coffee, we have a pile of notebooks, and we have a whiteboard. Let's dive into it. So, obviously not everybody's gonna follow along perfectly as it goes. I'm sure people will discover this video even later on because Google search results. But hopefully within week 1, you kind of decided your industries, what you need specifically to put in your portfolio. And if you haven't, that's cool. So, I'm really expediting this entire process into a month just for the sake of, making it fun and, a 30-day challenge, because then in August I'm moving on to other things. But if you're still stuck, some things I want you to do that I have people do, because sometimes it is hard to pick industries no matter what you want to freelance for. And one thing I recommend is, one, to look through your email inbox. What newsletters are you signed up for? What kind of overlap is there? Like for me, I'm signed up for Ramit Sethi. I'm signed up for the Financial Diet. There's a lot of overlap in business, marketing, finances, and notebooks. If you couldn't tell, I have 2 more passion planners on the way. Let me just hide my notebooks of shame because I can't stop buying notebooks. Not any better over there. This is so... a little bit notebook addicted. It's fine. So obviously, if I was coaching myself, I'd be like, okay, so notebooks isn't a huge industry, but it's something I'd be like, hey, you should just do that for fun. Just reach out to notebook industries every now and then, which we'll dive into. Anyway, look at newsletters you're signed up for. Look at the space around you. What do you have a lot of? I have a lot of, tech stuff and gaming. Yes, as proxy from the client work I do, notebooks, you can really get an idea of what you should write for, photograph, whatever, based on your current hobbies that you already have. So if you're stuck, that's a good way to approach it. Anything copywriting, for those who want to be copywriters, you could really apply all of this process to any industry. Anything where products and services are sold needs copywriters, which, as you can imagine, in our capitalist society, is every damn industry and everything. And people will ask me is education good enough? And I'm like, that is yes, but I'm like, you need to get 2 levels deeper than just that. Same with finances, right? Okay, you want to write for the financial industry. There's stocks, there's bonds, there's investing in real estate, there's personal finance, there's retirement savings, there's investing as an angel investor in company. I'm like, what part? Education. It's okay, tutors, after school programs, apps like Duolingo, language learning, each area of education, history, English, teaching English as a second language, sometimes even taking your general thing and narrowing it down by 2 levels is helpful to kind of find your area. Hopefully that helps. If not, just look around your space, look at things you buy. I buy passion planner will email me and I'm like, oops, how did that happen? I bought 2 more. So look at things like that, things around your house that your spouse is angry at you for. Why the hell did we need this pack of baseball cards? Baseball cards and sports cards, a huge industry. So whatever weird thing, within reason, that you're into, there's almost always an industry. So hopefully that helps you narrow it down, get kind of focused. And if you're really unsure, just write education and start hunting around for things that you're interested in, passionate about, things you donate to at the end of the year, causes that you care about. My problem when I listed it out is I have over 70 things that I'm interested in. I'm just a person who's multi-passionate, as you can see through my insanity. So just list it out and start working through them. It doesn't matter. Just pick one and get fucking started is more important than anything. Sitting there and thinking of an industry and what you want to do for 6 months to a year when you could have already had your freelance career rolling and flowing by that point. Unless you want to take that much time, cool. But like for the most part, thinking for that long is a waste of time. Get to work. Because you may do it and discover you don't even like it at all. So that's another thing. So you now know what you need to make. Now you need to start finding people who can give it to you, or you make it yourself. Now, that's easier said, like, as a writer and as a copywriter. And I'm gonna do screen shares. This video's probably gonna get long. Buckle up, get a coffee. So, if you want to do it yourself, you simply, let's say, I'm trying to think of all the industries out there. For the most part, everyone who's on my channel is interested in being a writer, for the most part. So, let's say that, okay, we'll just do this for myself. So, let's say theoretically, like I said, okay, the financial industry. So, preferably the personal finance industry. Now, I kind of know from firsthand experience, it's a little unbearable, it's a little cringy, there's a lot out there. But let's just say, number 2, notebooks. Number 3, fitness, because I would probably say that's like the one area that I know better than the other 2. So, fitness is number 1. Finances is like the secondhand knowledge. And then like notebooks is like my fun passion, like side little area that I pursue. So, now my options are to either find people who can give this to me, which no matter what you want to do in your life, you're going to have to do that. So sometimes you might as well start doing it early. Or you start to make it yourself. And by make it yourself, I mean you open up like a free website on like Wix or Squarespace. You don't have to pay for a domain to play around with them. And you start doing things like you write spec pieces. You have to make it clear that these are not official. Like, if I wrote one for Passion Planner, I couldn't be like, this is for, like, I have to write, like, this is a spec piece for Passion Planner. But, for the most part, like I said in video week 1, most clients just want to see that you're competent, so it's very important to have pieces out there to show potential clients if you want to get paid. Okay, so keep in mind a few things. 1, this is usually like a few month-long process. I'm boiling it down into 1 month for the sake of build your portfolio in 6 months. Sounds like less sexy and not fun. And like some people can build it in 1 month. So this is just for people who want to like are in a position where they need freelance work starting in like August, right? Theoretically, the economy's crashing. Let's roll with that. So not roll with that. That's the fact. But like it's fine. So. It's sometimes a longer process, but if you really are determined as hell to hustle, you can get it done. So, a few things to keep in mind along this process. Number 1, getting paid when you have no experience in whatever you're getting into is very, very rare. A lot of people want to kind of like get paid to make these portfolio pieces. And while I understand the idea of free labor being a joke and being like an eye roll and a sore spot, for the most part, you're not going to get people to pay you for having no experience. And now, if you're someone who's like a journalist switching into copywriting, maybe you have a shot in hell at getting some kind of money. But for the most part, your like first 5 pieces are going to have to be free. There's no other nice way to like say that. A lot of people will email me and they've been like pitching clients and sometimes you can find someone who, you do like a landing page for them and then they're like, great, like let's discuss hiring you. Let's discuss that we're happy, we love it. Like don't do like, I'll do everything for you for free because that's problematic and then you'll get into like a free intern kind of situation. Anyway, so, but like 3 to 5 maximum, and then you can start charging. Number 2, if you are doing the route of you want to actually get real portfolio pieces from a real business, which then gives you also testimonials, referrals, other things, you'd have to ask a lot of people. Like just get in the back of your mind, probably like 200 people, you're probably gonna have to ask to get like 5 to 10 yeses. Your odds improve when you have a better portfolio, when you're more experienced. Like now I have a pitching rate that's closer to like 50% of the time I land it because like, but also 10 years of experience. I I know how to really, really target brands, et cetera, et cetera. So just keep that in mind. Like in general, I mean, my batting average was probably like 5 per like 1,000 in the beginning. You know, it wasn't good. So from there, another idea to start with is asking people you know in your personal life who have an actual business and ask them if you can write copy for them. It doesn't matter if it's in the industries you want. Like, let's say those are my three, but I have a friend who has a landscaping company, and I'm like, hey, dude, let me just write like your copy for you, or let me look at your copy, or let me help you tweet like something that really bothers you. Like, if a page is underperforming and no one's buying your stuff or no one's signing up for your email list, like, let me just tweak it and like see if we can like make it better. That's usually your best route. And most of us know someone who knows someone who owns a business. Now, like having the trust in the situation where they let you play with their copy and their website is one thing. But, like I said, if it like, they had a business in landscaping, like my portfolio is a little bit all over the place and no client has ever given a shit ever because they just don't. It just proves like other people trusted me enough to pay me for things. So therefore they kind of can, right? Like it's more of a like I can do this than it has to be specific pieces based on, of course it helps to have good pieces in the industries you want to target, but as you go along and as you grow and as you get clients, you can just replace each portfolio piece and like make your bad ones go away and all of that. So, and also I will put a link down to just keeping track of all this is really the hardest thing. Number one, you can always just use like Google Sheets, like a basic Excel sheet to like keep track of like who, when you pitch, their email, industry, and when you should follow up, kind of thing. But my preferred system is Notion. I've discovered Notion recently. It is my absolute lifesaver for networking, for keeping up with people. It is a blessing on a blessing, and I will put a link to Notion and then a link to a Notion template you can use. You literally just sign up for Notion for free. I wish this was sponsored by Notion. It is not. And then you just like go to the template and click like use this template or save it to my dashboard or whatever, and then like you're off to the races and it's like a free CRM. Essentially. It's just one that I like. It works for me. Okay, so that's enough of that rambling. Let me get into filming on my less good quality picture video over here to show you like kind of how a really quick overview of like how you can do that if you want to use actual companies to write for. If you just want to make portfolio pieces yourself, like have at it. Write your landing pages theoretically for like a coffee company or a notebook company or a local gym or something, just like open up a free site, get screenshots, write the copy, put in your portfolio, and then you'll know if they're good or not, whether clients like want to work with you down the line or not, which is the hardest thing is like, okay, is this copy good? You don't really know until you're really out there and like testing it and playing with the data. It's very hard to be like yes or no. For the most part, because copywriting is really like a living, breathing thing out there in the world of data and numbers. Like it's very hard to be like, oh yeah, like this is perfect until you see the data for the most part, so anyway, all right, video screen, here we go. Okay, so minor mic upgrade, major drop in video quality. Desk behind me is a zoo because I'm filming 3 videos after this that needs all that software in those notebooks. Anyway, so whatever pops up that's embarrassing, I'm sorry, on my computer just in general. But let's dive into how you would find them. So as you can see, I was like, oh wait, no, I don't think it pops up. Anyway, one thing, so if you go here, if you want to be a blotter, keep this in mind for getting your first portfolio pieces. Some people ask me about like Medium, and I'm like, yeah, Medium's cool, but like if you want published work in actual real industries, shots fired. Medium's not that great, but so you'll say, yeah, so I googled some already because it's want to make sure this trick still works. So if you looked up like Write for Us, let's see. Oh yeah, fitness. Okay. So obviously you're gonna see like options, Write for Us, Write for Us, Write for Us. Now, not all of them are going to work. Now this is really for also blotters in the industry, right? So you're gonna see something like this of like, okay, here's what we want, formatting guides. Like, now you're almost never gonna get paid for this stuff, but if you want to add this to your portfolio, this is a very strong way to get a few pieces done very quickly and just bang out some pieces. I mean, you could theoretically get these done in like, when I do like huge because also if you're in the SEO industry and you need backlinks, this is the backwards way to kind of do it, and it's really time consuming and it's really not fun. But theoretically, depending on your schedule, depending on how fast you can write, etc., you could probably knock out like 5 to 10 a week, at least pitches even, and just getting like these. Or let's say, what else did I say? Financial blog, right? Here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one. Now, something I would recommend if you're looking for copy, I would go to, like, let's say, the financial thing. I know Ramit doesn't really do, like, getting to write Ramit's copy because he's been around for like 20 years would not be some easy thing. That would take a long-term approach. Of course, you could shoot your shot and go for it, but a smaller one. Thank God I don't do anything shady on my computer, so then, like, when I start typing in web addresses, nothing weird pops up. Okay, so, but I do read, like, the financial diet, right? And I see here that I could submit an article. That's great. Sometimes you'll see on the bottom that they're hiring, which may give you an idea that they are looking for copywriters in the moment. Let's just say, okay, Write for Us financial blog. Let's go back to this idea. So, of course, this is a very shortened version of the deep, long, annoying research that this would take to, and let's say I did do some research and do some due diligence on this company. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It would depend, like, look them up, see if it's something you would want to do, if it looks worthwhile. And then I would simply go, no, stop. Stop me. Stop clicking. Okay, that's fine. I've made it not fit in the screen. Whatever. Right here, the email address, I would just open up, well, Notion, and just put it in there. Who it is, what the site is, email address, and go from there. If I decided this was something that I wanted to pursue, even for copy. Now, this doesn't really look like something really copy-focused site. But, we'll go back to the financial dive. This is literally how it goes, guys. Like, it's a lot of research, and it will probably take you at least a whole day to figure out who you even, like, the first 100 people you want to pitch in general. So, hang on, where was that? Submit an article. Cool. Here. Great. Writing for, I know that they're looking for guest blogs, obviously, but you could, it's an email address, and you could just simply shoot your shot and ask, hey, I've been reading your site for a long time. I really liked this one article that you wrote on something that, like, I could look up some of the ones I have bookmarked and ones that I really liked. I'm looking to get started as a copywriter. Do you guys have anything on your plate that I could take a shot at for no cost? And if you liked it, then we'll discuss, like, paid work. But I really would just love to write for you guys. Let me know. Now, keep in mind, you're probably gonna have to shoot your shot 2 or 3 times. Just being like, oh yeah, I tried it once, didn't hear back from them. I'm like, because I know enough about sales that it usually takes, and I hate this, but it usually takes about like 10
Um, 10 pitches, 7 to 10, 7 to 10, like touching bases to kind of convert. Just, it's a persistence game, you guys. Like, and if this seems like, if you're already at the point where this seems like overwhelming and too much, like, just look for like a job as a copywriter or as a writer, because this is literally 90% of your beginning work and finding people and repeating this process over and over and over until you have consistent clients. And this is just looking for free work. So from there, you could, let's say I do, like, I'm hell bent on writing for the financial diet, right? Theoretically, great site. Let it load. Okay, the financial diet. Great. I don't think anything weird is gonna pop up. Nope. Okay, people. Great. Now, I'm not gonna do this, and like, please leave these people alone, but like, I could theoretically go through connect. Here's someone who, I'm so sorry, Rachel, she does social media for them. Like, you could find, she's a publisher, Annie. Like, well, she's a freelance writer, so she may not have an in to the thing, but like, etc., right? Okay, so we'll go to Passion Planner. I'll put a link to Passion Planner down below. You guys, it's like really my saving grace for staying organized with everything I have to do. So, Passion Planner. Rewards point balance. Of course I have rewards point balance because I just ordered some. So, we'll go first to the bottom. Great, careers. This is always where you want to start. My face may have cut that off, but it just said like careers and a tab at the bottom. Great. So they're looking for a social media intern. If you wanted to do freelance social media, like, even if a company is looking for freelance or like job positions, sometimes, especially when the economy is not good, actually, especially all the time, because then they don't have to pay for your health insurance. They can dodge all kinds of stuff. Like, if they're already looking for this, shooting your shot with being like, okay, like, I know you're looking for someone full time, but like, I'm looking to freelance. Sometimes they're like, okay, like, like, yeah, let's see what you got, every now and then. Because sometimes they just can't, like, sometimes they're struggling so hard to fill the position that you come in, you've got some good, like, minor qualifications, etc., whatever it is, you want to try. So, okay, they're not looking for a writer. Every now and then they're looking for a copywriter, so I just thought I would show that one, but obviously they're not, and it's ruining my plan, and I don't have enough time to really hunt one by one. And, I mean, you don't always look like careers, financial blog, theoretically. Let me just see if that pulls up any. Oh, God. Okay, well, of course it pulls up actual jobs. Okay, we're gonna ixnay that idea, because that's not fitness blog. Is that a thing? Sometimes these two, just on a side note, like, these are, like I said, sometimes people who are hiring for full-time positions are open to contract work. It just, they're worried that sometimes you're going to be flaky, you're going to, like, drop off the map, you're going to disappear out of nowhere, which is why a lot of people are hesitant to hire freelancers. It's a little, you can just kind of, like, disappear and screw them royally. Okay, so that didn't help me find anything. Sometimes, see, like, there's some that pop up, which is not easy. Great. Okay, that's lovely. So here's shut up. I have no patience for, there we go, pop-ups. So here's another option, right? Unless this shows actually where I live, then this is deleted, fast forwarded. So, once again, okay, fitness. Near Denver, Colorado. Please don't show my home. Oh, thank God. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure it didn't pop up. Great. So here are a whole bunch of gyms in the area that if I was hellbent on writing for the fitness industry, okay, well, Planet Fitness is a huge one, but this is probably a small gym. And you can always play the local angle, which is really what I did when I started out of like, okay, great. So now we're here. Let's like a cool gym. I assume it's not a chain. Go to their site. Yes. Fuck off. Yes, Yelp. I know I'm leaving. Okay, well, great. Good. Solid site. I have no patience. Fix your site speeds, everybody. Okay, I have Google Fiber. It's not my site. It's not my computer. Oh god, damn it, Dan. No, stop. Epic ride. Cool. Very small gym. Super fun. Open up. Yes. No. Great. This is literally how long it takes. But once you do all the work, it really saves you a whole bunch of time. Okay, great. So they got 3 studios. Obviously, you know, I would look through their copy. Do I like it? Is this a company I would want to write for? You can play the local angle. Awesome, cute. Look at their whole team. Lovely, outdoorsy, social media, crushing it. Always looking for the well instructors, but that's fine. So you would, oh god, please don't make me, oh no, absolutely not opening my email. But it would give you, you know, an email and it'd give you a way to contact them. And you could say like, hey, you know, I'm a local writer and I'm just trying to get into the fitness industry. And maybe you've been to their classes, which is why I always recommend like, hey, you should pitch companies you've used, you've bought from, you follow on social media because I can tell when people email me who reads my content, who watches my videos, and people who are like just stumble across it and they're like, how do I become a copywriter? And I'm like, I literally have a whole channel about this. You know, and it just gives you more of like an insider angle to what is happening. Right? So like you could literally go one by one and get at least like, oh, I don't know, like 20 of these businesses, give or take. And then go great. I don't think there's a lot of local notebook companies, but though I think you get the idea. I don't think I need to show any more than that. Unlike, you know, play up the personal angle. Go for local businesses if you can. Sometimes people are really they like the local thing, depending on where you live. They like that you live nearby, that you can meet them, that they could actually shake your hand. Sometimes it's like more trustworthy to like to have someone like that they give money to. You can always play the angle of like, what are you struggling with your copy? Like that's one I like to play, kind of like, okay, what you know, where are you stuck? Where are you, you know, like let's talk about it. Kind of just anything that gets the door opened to maybe them responding and like maybe giving you work is huge. So, like I said, this is not an organized approach. I don't sitting here filming like an 8-hour video and making it like really clear cut on how to find businesses. But I think between LinkedIn, you can find people, between simple Google, between the website itself, between going on Instagram and like if I pulled up and like I don't want to open my Instagram, but like doodling the company and then seeing who like the company follows, or if it pops up in anyone's bio. Like I know Chelsea Faden is the CEO of the Financial Diet. She's very easily accessible on Twitter. Not that that means that I could easily get in her like door or her like portal of just people she knows and trusts to write for her wonderful site. But these people are accessible, and that's the thing. And it's a lot of work, and it's hard to get your foot in the door. But this is literally what it takes if you're dead serious about freelancing in anything. You want to be a photographer. You want to be a, you know, like personal trainer who runs like gym classes in the local park. You know, it's just this putting the work down, grunting through. I mean, there's always things like, can I spell? And then there's always things like, you know, like actual job boards where there's like things where you can hunt through and see like, okay, um, iOS developer, Tumblr theme, like it's hunting. This is a lot of hunting. Like, you're not just gonna open up a website and be like, come to me and like hire me. Like, that's not how this is gonna work ever. You're not gonna just start a podcast and get attention. You're not gonna get like your favorite people to hire you right off the bat. So that is it. It's a lot of work, but I'm telling you guys, it is so worth it if you decide to. I mean, you could also do Angel. I'm telling you, this is the key. All of these things. AngelList, these are companies that have been recently funded, which means they have money, which means they have, oh god, sign up. Fuck off. I'm signing up for anything. Like look, software engineer at Twitch. I mean, obviously they're jobs, but it will really give you a insight into, okay, these companies just got money for the most part. They just got funded, which means they're looking for help to do X, Y, and Z. Now, even they're hiring on their own, jobs at AngelList themselves. I mean, obviously, like I said, if they're looking for people to hire, usually they're looking for, oh, look, marketing, okay, talent, writer. There's one, right? And of course, these are jobs, but you get the idea of this is kind of, it's going to be a lot of hunting. It's going to be a lot of collecting emails. It's going to be a lot of networking. It's going to be a lot of sending emails. It's going to be a lot of not hearing from anybody. And for the most part, like, I think everyone's scared of rejection and hearing, like, someone's going to email you back, like, you're an idiot. No. The worst, that's 99.9% of the time going to happen, is they'll say they're not interested, but, like, thank you for emailing anyway. Or they're just going to ghost you. They're not going to respond to anything. Those are the worst case scenarios. It's not like anyone's going to know any different or anything else. So, that is it. That is literally the next step. I understand that's a lot. I understand that this is a huge journey. The goal is you build your portfolio, you get your first few clients under your belt, and then you really develop a system for not having to do all of this all the time. In your first 6 months, you can expect to do this often, and but let's just say I sat down for a whole Saturday and I collected 100 emails. That's a whole month's worth of pitching, reaching out to, following up with. It's really just doing the hard work up front and then tweaking your pitch, etc., down the line. And of course, like I said, you can always just sign up for a free site on Wix if you want to go the route of making one yourself. And then just okay, you fill in the copy, you fill in the opt-in, whatever, and then just screenshot all of it. And then you're like, okay, great, portfolio piece. But then you still have to do the other work of reaching out to clients and getting them to hire you, work with you. I mean, you can't avoid everything I just showed for the most part. That's unavoidable. So you might as well start doing it while you're building your portfolio, in my opinion, but also do what you want. This is America. So anyway, that is it. Thank you for watching. That is week 2. Long video, but I think that's really the backside real breakdown of how you would start to get portfolio pieces, get clients, etc., etc. So that is it. Still deciding on what week 3 is about, but week 4 is for sure going to be putting this together on a portfolio and how to do it, the specific breakdowns of at least how I do it through Squarespace, to hopefully give you an idea, because that's where my portfolio is hosted, on the real specifics of showing you how to do the whole website end. So it'll probably be another forever long video on that. So that is it. Thank you for watching. Yeah, get to work. Bye.